Hey everybody, this is Juan Martinez of the ezyville network. So this past weekend, Adidas Originals debuted their new shoe, the Adidas Deerupt, with an event out in the city of Los Angeles. And we got some swag to go along with it. And from what I can gather from that event, which includes various artists giving their interpretation of the Deerupt experience, I think the people who put this together really love the 80s and they really love Tron, which I love too. So let's go check it out, unbox these shoes, and kind of give our thoughts about it. And also, maybe do something a little bit different with the sneakers that maybe you weren't expecting. So let's go check out this bag and this box right now. So let's start with the bag. I have to say Adidas Originals knows how to put on an Adidas Originals event, especially here in Los Angeles. It feels less like a sneaker debut and more of an art installation. And that's not a bad thing, mind you, especially since we're getting stuff like stickers, pop sockets, and a long sleeve shirt. But Originals has always gone against the grain when it comes to rolling out their latest, and considering how successful they've been the past few years, it's hard to argue with the approach. And who doesn't love 80s nostalgia and laser light shows? Now, when you first saw the Adidas Deerupt Runner, I bet I knew what you were thinking. Wait, why did they put netting on the Pharrell Tennis Human? While similar in profile, the Deerupt Runner has a different inspiration from Skateboard P's offerings. Inspired by famous Adidas running shoes from the 80s like the New York and the Oregon, which featured grid-like patterns on the tooling, the Deerupt literally expands upon that grid concept and places it all over the shoe. Advertised as being disruptively simple, the Deerupt features a stretchy mesh upper that is covered with the aforementioned webbed grid. It's an interesting concept that makes you wonder what the grid is hiding, and in this particular colorway, which they are calling the Solar Bird, what they're hiding appears to be branding. You can see it through the webbing, the trefoil logo, and other descriptive text. While the Adidas logo can also be found on the black heel patch, it doesn't pop, which is probably the point. The shoe is almost daring you to look through the grid and see what's inside, almost as if you wanted to take a pair of scissors and cut through it. And with customization on sneakers becoming the 2018 thing to do, this seemed like a good idea. Thank God I'm in the media, well, kind of still, and I can do this without fear of blowing cash right, thanks to Adidas Originals for hooking me up with a pair. So you can't really get rid of the webbing entirely on the upper. The parts closest to the tooling are glued on there, and you're probably risking tearing the shoe apart at that point. But now I realize why the shoe comes with an extra pair of black laces on top of the default white ones. Sans the webbing, the result is a better mixture of colors. I'm just saying. I will say though, after taking off the webbing, when you put on the shoe, if you have, pretty wide feet, it's going to be pretty obvious that you're stretching out the mesh. And if you had that webbing on, it might not be too obvious. So the grid definitely does have its benefits if you keep it on, but I think I'm fine with taking them off at this point. So, and that's not like I have a choice now because one of them's gone and I can't put it back. Yeah, well. All right, hope y'all enjoyed this deconstruction of the Adidas Deerupt Runner. You can check them out. They are available tomorrow for $120. Scissors, cutters, not included. The black laces are included though, and I think they work nicely when you take out the netting on them. So again, this is Juan Martinez of the ezyville network. Find out more about the network by going to patreon.com/ezyville. That's ezyville. Subscribe to that. It's how we keep things going. It's how we keep the podcast ad-free. It's how we keep our videos ad-free. And of course, you'll find exclusive content that you just won't see anywhere else on there. So check that out. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you at the next thing.